As part of Women's History Month, I'm sitting down with two of my favorite coworkers because they're basketball players, Ronni and Teneshia. Guys, thank you for coming in today. We are talking to you guys because you are both collegiate athletes, now working here with me at the Grizzlies. There are so many qualities that you learn working as a team. It's teamwork, it's hard work, the list goes on and on and on, what you learn playing collegiate sports. I'm gonna start with you, Ronni. The qualities or attributes that you learned and used as a collegiate basketball player, how and which ones can you translate those to your day-to-day working with the Grizzlies?
I would say being resilient. Coming in as a collegiate athlete, I was undersized, so I was already coming in as an underdog. And then once I got familiar with the school's program, I learned how to work with my teammates, even though they were from all parts of the country and some even out of the state. I worked with like people from the Bahamas, people from China. But being able to learn how to be a better teammate, I think that kind of helped and translated over to my work ethic here at the Grizzlies, because I work with so many different kinds of people each and every day, as well as when I meet the kids from different areas throughout Memphis, just working with them in teamwork.
Teneshia, I'm going to ask you the same questions. The qualities and attributes that you learn as a collegiate athlete, how do you translate those, and what are they that you use the most in your day-to-day life with the Grizzlies?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that that I've transitioned from being a collegiate athlete into the workplace is probably my leadership skills, being able to be a leader and use my voice and help those around me, and also understanding kind of my assignment and my role. As a college player, I wasn't like an all-star shining player, but I definitely was a role player. I made sure that everybody just understand their role and were doing what they had to do. And kind of in the workplace here, although I am working in the sales department and we're all competing against each other daily, we're all working for the greater good. And that's kind of how I translate in the team. Like every day in practice, I'm competing against my teammates, but at the end of the day, we all want to win together. So that's kind of what I took and transitioned into the professional world. I am competing against my coworkers every single day on that sales floor, but at the end of the day, we're working together for the greater good for one sales goal.
Your love for basketball. Obviously, becoming a collegiate athlete, you didn't wake up one day and decide you liked basketball and you were going to do that. It's been something for your whole life. When your playing career comes to an end, and I hate even talking about it because it brings me emotions as well, why was it important to, or special even to you, to stay within basketball?
So right after college, I had like an identity crisis, because that was the first time I wasn't an athlete, like in an organized league or anything. So when I was given the opportunity to come and coach part-time for the Grizzlies, I was like, well, I can actually stay in the realm of basketball and get into coaching. Working hard that summer in 2022, right after I graduated, and then receiving a full-time position later on in the fall, that kind of just put a spark underneath me to keep going, and this is something that I should be doing.
Teneshia, I'm gonna ask you the same question, but it is a little bit different, because you and I, although we're working with the Grizzlies, we're not like Ronni. We don't hold a basketball. We don't, get to run camps and like play and shoot and have that kind of intimate relationship still with the game. Why was it important for you to stay within basketball?
For me, basketball has kind of been like a gateway escape for me. The sport of basketball presented me with a lot of opportunities. One, to get my education for free, being from Canada, and and not a lot of people make it out of Canada and have the opportunity to use the game of basketball or the game of sport in general to take them to the next level. So all the opportunities that I had through the game of sport, it was almost like a passion burning inside of me that I stayed within it, and everything that I gained from it, I always wanted to give back to those in my community because I know how much it helped me. So when my time started wrapping up, I was like, okay, well, what am I gonna do now? I know that the game of basketball is not just on the court. So I figured, how can I find my passion off the court and just start being present and showing those that are coming after me, and even those that came before me, that it doesn't have to stop on the court. When your time's up, you can find so many different aspects. Like Ronni decided that she wanted to coach. Me, I still want to be around basketball, not playing, but I still get to do the game of sports and bring fans into the arena and just show the game of unity that basketball brings people together.
You are selling the experience of basketball, a game that you love, a game that you've loved your entire life. If a kid is coming to a game and you get to see them see basketball for the first time, like how special is that to you that you get to spread your passion?
That's actually one of my favorite game day things, when people tell me that they're coming to the game with their kids and it's their first time. I always want to make it like a day to remember. So I'm always going to stop at guest services and get them a first game certificate. I'm going to try to get them some memorabilia from the game. I'm going to try to sneak them down to the court and be like, just look with your own eyes, like this is amazing. And like just seeing how their face lights up, like they're in shock from seeing our players, the other players that come to visit us here, the coaches, just seeing people like yourself on the sidelines reporting, like the vision is so big because to that one child, you're not sure what they're interested in. They might be one day wanting to be a reporter and see that live right there. They might look to the right and see the Grizz girls, and that might be their memory that they take home. So I try to expose them to as many things as I can, because when they go home, that's when it really starts to take effect. So that's really where my passion comes from, especially like bringing the game to life through one fan, especially when it comes to those kids.
Ronni, you work a lot with kids too, and you're introducing basketball in a different way, playing. And that can mean, hey, I'm gonna go be a collegiate athlete like us one day, or it can be, hey, I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna have a hobby forever, or I'm going to learn what teamwork is, or I'm gonna learn what leadership is, or I'm gonna learn how to play a certain role. When you introduce basketball to kids and you're having fun with that, do you feel that same, like, I'm spreading my passion to these kids now too?
Yes, this is actually my favorite part of working here, because I actually get to teach kids the right way to play basketball. Like, I never, growing up in Memphis and playing in Memphis, I didn't have anybody to teach me the fundamentals and like really just focus in on me 100%. So when I get the opportunity to get a kid whose first time is picking up a basketball, it warms my heart and it just lights something inside of me, because I didn't get that opportunity. So for it to be a full circle moment and for me to help those kids, it just means the world. Like, it makes me happy in the inside.
I think anyone who has been part of a team their whole life, especially in the collegiate setting, because it really becomes your whole life, you remember that those teammates are like your family. Like, you are so bonded with them. And for you guys who have had that experience, how can you bring that family bond, that teammate mentality here to your work with the Grizzlies?
I had a coach, she used to always say, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And I always live by that, because it doesn't matter how powerful one person is on the team. If you don't have everybody all bought in, then it's not going to make the difference. So transitioning from being a team to the workplace, just making sure everybody always has what they need, making sure everybody's always comfortable in the workplace. I know it's a lot of struggles that especially we as women face daily that we don't really come to work and show on our face. So just knowing and being that helping hand and just keeping everybody together, just keeping that togetherness. Doesn't matter if I like speak from the sales department. Like, if that person has a lower number than sales than you and you have a higher number, that doesn't mean anything, because your dollar amount and my dollar amount at the end, it's all coming together. So just making sure that everybody's all connected. And again, we're only as strong as our weakest link, so just stay together.
Well, basketball is a universal language. So when I first came in, the first thing everybody was like, have you ever played collegiately? Like, what level did you stop at? So those conversations sparked and led to bonds that now I have forever. Now I'm playing in a men's league alongside my peers that I'm the only woman playing in. But, you know, we're coming outside of the work environment to create those bonds and just to learn each other better and things like that.
Thank you guys for coming and chatting with me today. I'm so happy that we can share not only our work here with the Grizzlies, but our passion for basketball, and I appreciate you guys spreading that to a ton of people.